Well, hello, folks. It is a Sunday live with Mass Page Tools and Stephen Brocklehurst to my right. Hi, Stephen. How are you?
Hello, very good. How about you, Daryl? I'm loving the fishes.
Yeah, I got a
So,
little fish tank going today.
so
Always
in the
trying to
UK,
do something different.
in the UK, we have sea life, which are places you can go to and see fishes, and they got like big dome tanks you can walk through and stuff like that. Do you have something like that in America?
Yeah, of course. They call them aquariums here,
Hmm.
so it's maybe a little
So,
bit
so,
different, but
so I assume you're broadcasting live from an aquarium then.
no, just little
Evening,
digital
Simon.
background. Hey, Simon, how are you? Happy Sunday, Tim Judge. For all those that missed us on Easter Sunday, we don't take many Sundays off, but Easter being a Sunday holiday,
Yeah.
good time to be with family. So both for Stephen and I and you guys to spend time with your family on Easter Sunday, regardless what religion you're in. Just I think a lot of times people just take a little break on these holidays and get a chance to spend time with family. So that's what's important. So you had kind of a vacation week, didn't you? In a
Yeah.
way.
Well, the kids are off for the week. And next week, but also yesterday was my little boy's birthday. His name's Ollie, and he was 7 yesterday, and so and this week I've been busy working with a very nice chap called Robert. A lot of people know him in the group. He pays me to mentor him on one-on-one training, and he very kindly turned around. I've been building the training for building a directory site, from Lead Simplify through to the directory site, through to setting the effing up so it's ready to roll from start to finish. And he was testing it for me, and he gave me some feedback, and then it dawned on me. We got chatting, and I said to him, "Well, if I take you through the entire steps, start to finish, because you're paying me, how do you feel about us being able to use it in the training?" He went, "Sure." So
Cool.
the cool thing is we just got some edits to do over the next couple of weeks of it, and then we're going to release the training course. Lifetime guys who are already in with me will have access to that for free. And then we haven't worked out pricing on the course yet, but it will be released at some point. And but it's the full walkthrough. Now, I looked to the timing of it, and we worked out we're going to call it "How to Build a Directory Site in a Day," right? And that includes Lead Simplify. We actually, looking at the timing, it took 4.5 hours on the start to finish on setting up Lead Simplify. You wouldn't, I mean, if you don't want to do it all in one day, you don't have to, but you'd start off with setting up Lead Simplify, moving on to then building the directory site. And he's now got a fully working directory site up and running, and he messaged me today, get going. He's just overwhelmed and so happy that it's all fully running.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
That's super. Yeah. So the Lead Simplify directory is such a cool idea, just because if you're going to get lead buyers to claim the listing, they can go ahead and sign up for the leads as well. And I think, there's really nothing on the market that kind of does that, that gets them into a platform like Lead Simplify at the same time as, getting the directories out there for additional traffic. So I think it's really, really cool. That's awesome.
Yeah. So, how about yourself? I know. I know we talk in the week, and there's some things which aren't going to be announced for some weeks to come. So people can have to tune in week after week to find out what those things are going to be. But but how's your week gone?
My week has been great. Like the last 2 weeks, we've been so busy working on CSV Wizard, which is going to sort of be the next level for bringing the database generator to the next level for Magic Page plugin folks. And it'll be able to be used for other applications as well. When you need to adjust like the columns and everything for a spreadsheet, it can be a real pain in the butt. And this is going to save some people a lot of time with that. So we're really excited about how that's coming along. We're probably about 60-70% done with it. And after the testing is done, we'll bring it on the show here to demo it. Probably we'll do some demos in the Facebook group. Another thing that I did this week is I did one practice live over the shoulder video, and I did not keep it for saved purposes. I don't want it to be on our YouTube channel or anything like that long term. We were just doing it just kind of show what it would be like to work together on something. It was very boring, but it's basically me working on a site start to finish. I had a friend ask me to build a quick site for them, so I was like putting some stuff together and wanted to see how quickly I could get it done. Didn't think it through all the way through. There was a few errors that came up that we had to work through and things like that. So always going live, you never know what's going to happen, right? So it's one of those things. But a lot of folks were interested in it, and I'll probably do it again, where we'll do just a live thing. And this time I think I'll do it with GoToMeeting or Zoom or something, so that it's not live on the internet, because then I can edit it if a password gets exposed or something like that, or an IP address or something like that. So it will give us a chance to work on that. So the other thing is I launched a new program. Let me just share my screen for a second. Let me see, at the stream. Let's see. Get rid of Sunday Live. Hold on. So on our mass page tools, if you're in the group, you'll see this inside of Facebook. But I added a co-pilot program by request of some members. And basically the idea of this is that I ride along with you building your page, or else you watch me build a page, okay? And then you can ask questions all along. It's basically a one-on-one session where you're either the pilot or the co-pilot, and you go through the form here. It's $150 for 2 hours. I think it's like $200 for 3 hours, and we just work on a site together. And I think a lot of people learn better by doing. So instead of just a coaching call or a training call, this would be actually you working on a project here, this co-pilot program. So it's worth checking out on that. So that was my little practice to do a little live, just to see how the live would go over just working on a website, because I know some people have done SEO like that, and they just kind of show what they're doing, and a lot of people like watching over the shoulder. So it was just an idea to do that.
It's interesting because I was mentioning at the start of this, before people probably fully hopped on, that I've been working with Robert, and he pays me to mentor him, and by doing it over the shoulder, so I was actually talking him through what to do step by step. Yeah. So I handed the reins over to him. It was his site, his setup, and I talked him through from start to finish. And the end result of this, like I said, he's now got a fully built directory site and Lead Simplify set up from start to finish. And we did that like over 2 days it was, and a total of about 4.5 hours in time. So it's really exciting how it's all coming together now for people. And I think I get a lot of feedback where people are going, I've just bought into this, I'm new to this, where do I start? So I think what you're offering there as well, Daryl, is a great service for people where they want that extra bit of reassurance. It's about taking action. I say it all the time to people, right? There's all these various magic push button softwares that are coming out. And I had a good discussion earlier on with another friend of mine who said to me, if you were to sell a financial product and you turned around and you said you invest £1,000 and within 2 weeks you're going to have £20,000, right? And if you release that product and it never did that what it said on the tin, it never produced that money back, you'd end up being in a lot of trouble, especially in the UK. You probably do prison time because it's financial fraud, right? Yeah. But in the IM world, they can release product after product going, put this plugin on your site and you'll have 1 million visitors within a week. and on average, it never works. And I say to people, if you're in lead generation or rank and rent or any of the products that we supply, and that's why a lot of people watch us, make sure you focus on these products, right? When the next internet marketing product comes into your inbox, hit the delete button and ignore it. Focus on some very simple steps. Build a website, step one. That's the very first thing you want to do, is build a website. And if you're not sure how to, go and look at other people's websites. And I borrow the content and I rewrite it in my own words. That way, then, it's never the same as the original site. That gives you an idea of what to look for. That's step one. Step two, if you've got Lead Simplify, get it set up. Get a Twilio phone number and a web form. Get that onto your website. That's a very basic rank and rent website. In fact, I like prefer to call it rank only, not rank, sorry, rent only. And the reason being is I rent out the site and I don't rank them, because there's lots of businesses who want a low price just to have a website linked up to their GMB and whatever else. Then you can offer to rank it afterwards. And people complicate SEO so much. I tell people this all the time. Build citations out, and a citation with a normal website is Yelp, a directory, Yellow Pages in the UK, BT. There's loads of directories out there that you can get listed on for free. All right. But also a citation is Facebook, Twitter, social media pages. And as long as you've got those set up and running, you'll be fine at the end of the day, you know. And this is the thing about it, is make sure that you are focusing on what you are doing. I think we got a bit of feedback. I'll just mute Daryl for a second because his headset was feeding back. Focus on what you're doing, okay? Because if you don't focus in life and you don't follow what you are doing with your line of work, you can go off in too many different paths. Do you know what? I sacked a client last week. Sounds crazy, right? I've been building his website for years and years and years, looking after it. And he phoned me up, right? And he hadn't been paying me since the pandemic kicked in. He couldn't afford to. And he phones me up and he goes, my site's no longer ranking. I go, well, you haven't been paying me. I've been trying to keep it on. It's still on page one, but it's not near the top. I haven't had as much time to give you because I'm not being paid to do it. He had a right go down the phone. I said, that's fine. I said, I'm just logging into the hosting now. And I backed up his site and I put in a Google Drive and I sent him a link. What's the link? I said, that's a copy of your site in all-in-one migration. Take it where you like. Goodbye. We don't need to be like that. I said, no, I don't want your business anymore. All right, take your site. I'll give you a month to move it. I've given you a copy. Take it wherever you want. Do whatever you want with it. Get someone else, because I'm focusing on other things. And the things I'm focusing on at the moment is owning all the websites myself. So the domain name, the website, everything I own myself. That way, then, if clients like him have a go at me, I say, well, don't pay me. Goodbye. I'll give it to someone else. But when they own the website, it's more difficult.
Yeah, client work has always been a challenging thing. A lot of agencies and freelancers start off with a lot of clients before they start building up their skill sets fully. And then once they realize, wow, I've got these skill sets, I would like to really be my own boss instead of having 14 or 20 different bosses telling me what to do. So that's why a lot of people fall into the rank and rent and they fall into lead gen, just because it is one of those things where you can be your own boss and you can put in a 1 or 2 hour day and you would be fine. That's I think the beauty of lead gen. And sometimes you just have to make the transition, like you're saying. Sometimes you have to kind of fire some of your clients or get them into the hands of another agency or another freelancer, and and have them hand them off, to somebody else. Just because you've moved on to lead gen or you've moved on to something else. So no, I understand that altogether.
Yeah.
Tim, going back to a little bit, he says, would I get to keep the recording of the over the shoulder? Yeah, if you do the Copilot program or if you do Steven's training, I believe you'd get the recording, right? So if you want
Absolutely.
to,
I use Zoom when I'm training people, and I tick the box to enable it to be record so they can record as well. So I hit record, they hit record, and I also use Camtasia to record the screen in case the recording goes wrong. And all recordings at my end aren't used in any way, shape, or form unless I've got written consent from the person like Robert kindly doing with the training I've currently done. You know, and I'm happy, you know, like you as well, Daryl, you know, we will walk people through step by step by step. And, you know, one of the sessions I did with Robert on building, one part went wrong and I had to work out what the issue was. And I just said to her, I said, look, I said, rather than keep you on here, let's pause the video. All right, it's getting late. I'll work out what the problem is, and we'll re-record. We're camera recording tomorrow, and then I'll let you know what it was. And all it was a setting in MPP I forgot to switch on, which was the dynamic text spinning, where you tick the little box enable text spinning, and I forgot to switch it on, and that's all it was. But because it was getting so late here and I was tired, I couldn't think straight. But the next day we carried on. We went click, click, click. And like I said, you know, 4.5 hours. And if you want to be super lazy, you do an hour a day on this training when I release it, then you have a site built in a week. But I've worked out you can have a directory type set up. And the cool thing is with Lead Simplify, when you follow that training, you only have to set that up once. So once you set Lead Simplify up once, you can then just add phone numbers and web forms. Well, that's going to reduce your time down. You just follow the bit of training where you build the directory site. And so I think it's great that, you know, guys, you can have both one-on-one time with both either me or Daryl. You book it in, and then you get the over-the-shoulder training. And, you know, as Tim's asked, yes, it is recorded for you.
Yeah. So for my training, as I said in the video inside the Facebook group, it's a very limited time. I just have a few projects that come in and a few experimental projects that I'm working on. And so I figure, why waste that time in front of the computer myself if somebody can look over the shoulder and ask me questions while I'm working? You know, that I think that's a good opportunity. And I can't offer it free because then it's not 100% fair to other people because I can't do it for everybody. So I figure 150 means that you're serious about actually paying attention to what I'm saying. And it's sort of the price of admission, if you will, to actually, sit over my shoulder and watch me work on a website. So my 20 plus years of experience should be paid for. So, but my time is worth a lot more than that, but I figure, okay, I got to do the work anyway. Might as well answer some questions as we're doing it. But if you want to do the work on your website, and I'll just kind of sit there and help you work through it, and maybe point out some things that could improve on, that's when you're the pilot. So you decide what you want to do on that.
I was going to say, I have currently, I only ever open up 6 slots at a time when I take people on, of which now 5 are filled. And because one, I had the 6th person, but he's finished his training with me, and he's now got a site ranked running smoothly and he's happy. So I had 2 inquiries come in last week, which I'm sending messages out, but it's always fastest finger first. So if someone wants to come on board with the mentoring, I do either monthly or hourly. So the hourly one is book me as and when you want for an hour, slightly more expensive than the monthly options. And it's just how it is, and I only take 6 people on because the way I look at it is that's an hour a day. They get an hour Skype call, 1 hour Skype call a week. And then I can reply to their messages on Facebook as and when they want it. So so that's how I work with people. And if I take too many people on, then it dilutes my work, and I need to focus on lead gen magic for people.
Yeah, exactly. 3 C's. Hey, so somebody asked a question. I think this is in your Facebook group. I'm not sure who the user is, but it says, what's happening with MWB, Mass Website Builder? I've spent a lot of time over the last 2 weeks working with the team, brought some new ideas to the the table.
The table. Yeah.
Yeah, to the table, and we're working out the possibilities of them. But one of the things that we did take care of is how we're going to interface the magic form with Mass Website Builder. So that was a big breakthrough that we figured out how that will be. It's a pretty simple integration. There's a few services and add-ons and things like that we're working on for the launch. I can't get into them right now because of not really privy to disclose that information yet. I'm not privy. I know what we're working on, but I can't disclose it quite yet. But we are definitely working on a launch. Mid-May will be the launch to get back onto Mass Website Builder. And we got some big surprises coming your way for it. So really looking forward to it.
That question was from John Cameron, by the way.
Okay,
so
John,
thank you for that, John. The thing is if we've learned in the past that if we go and promise you something and then it doesn't happen for quite a few weeks, people get frustrated. So me and Daryl have learned to do a sort of a roadmap where we know we talk in the week of what we think is going to happen, and then as it gets closer to the date when we're 100% sure we can release it to you guys, then we make that announcement on here. That's why I understand Daryl won't release that information about MWB and the roadmap, because he would want to be sure that those features are added for when that announcement goes out, and that's, I feel that's quite fair. It's the same with what I'm working on with Lead Gen Magic at the moment. This week, all the standard themes will be active. So what I mean by that is currently there's only a certain number in there, and so all the standard themes are being updated. They're being designed. They've been redone to work with, ready for the new version of Magic Page plugin. So they're going to be reliable with that. So as of Monday or Tuesday this week, I'll be uploading all the new versions and updating the standard themes page. The standard themes in Lead Gen Magic are the ones without X fields. Then the following ones I've got in there that will be added more and more of the directory sites. And then we are sorting out all the ones that work with Daryl's form as well. So there's a lot going on over the next few weeks.
Yeah. So 3 season of pod asks, what's the prices again to mentor? It basically works out for me $150 for up to 2 hours. And as far as the work sessions with the co-pilot sessions, those are $150 for 2 hours and $200 for 3 hours. As far as one-to-one coaching, if you go to, let me just show you on my page here. If you go to the consulting up here at the top of Mass.page, you'll see I have the one-on-one coaching, which is $200 an hour. 30 minutes of one-on-one coaching is $100 an half hour. And then the co-pilot program, which is less expensive, but it's a working session. It's not the same as a consulting session where we're, consulting, we're talking about more higher level things than just in, an actual working session. So that's the difference on that. Steve, how about you? Do you feel that you can talk about your fees? Or
yeah, I can. The way I work, so it's a little bit different. It's $150 for an hour, and that's one-on-one time. That's book it as and when you want. Or I do $500 a month, and you get 1 hour call per week to have help, and you can message me on Messenger and what have you. And those are the prices that are currently there. Like I said, there's one slot still available with 2 people who I've got to reply to. And I always do it fastest finger first. So on Monday, when I get into the office tomorrow, I'll send the emails out to those. Actually, I think I messaged them on Facebook. So people will be messaging me on Facebook. So I'll put the message in. It's first come, first served with that slot. And then they have to wait till someone drops off. I only take on 6 people at a time. That way, then I don't get diluted. Yeah,
that's smart. Hey, Don, how's it going? So hats off to Mike and Keith for this week's Learn Weekly on Thursday. What great value they're adding. Well presented by Mike this week. Some very good information. So if you didn't get a chance, please do watch the Thursday. What do you call it? The Learn Weekly or
Learn Live Weekly.
Learn Live Weekly. That's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is fantastic. There's so much value that is on Mike's channel. If you haven't gone through some of that stuff, some of the higher level ideas that he has about SEO are as good as anybody's out there. Anybody's SEO courses and stuff. He's telling you between the lines what works on not just mass page sites, but what's working on all kinds of different sites. I've been at this a long time, and I still, vividly watch these trainings just because you pick up a nugget or two, even with as much experience as I have. It's enjoyable to pick up a nugget or two, or to see, I agree with that, and that makes a lot of sense. So this week was a really good one. Last week was really good. So do make sure you watch it either live or the recording on Mike Martin's YouTube page.
Now, if you get stuck finding Mike's channel, the very quick way of finding is type in Mike Martin Lead Simplify, and that'll come straight up. And then you can click on the channel link and look for the Learn Live Weekly.
Yeah, be sure to subscribe
and
get the notification and all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And they didn't pay me to say that.
No,
I really think that the content they're doing on Thursdays and the value he's given every week is just phenomenal. So I really think it's really great. We've got a great set of tools between all of us here. So now,
I must say very quickly, right, I've been playing around with the new version of Magic Page, and Mike in, I think it might have been the boot camp, Mike or Keith announced that within the next 2 weeks they're hoping to make it live. And I tell you what, it's going to blow all other mass page products out the window. Seriously, to be able to build physical pages and posts with it, and for it to do the SEO for you and having built, it's just going to be absolutely awesome. That's all I can say on it. But very important thing, when you get the new version, right, do not shove it straight on an existing site. What I recommend you do, clone a site to a spare domain name, play around with it, mess around with it, try and break it, make sure it's running fine, and then switch it to your live site. That's the only recommendation I would say with it.
Yeah. That's really good advice. Don says
I just read that.
they can't compete with Sunday Live because they don't have the wheel.
No.
So, the Wheel of
Fortune.
The Wheel of Names later to win one of the cool domains. And we have a few things left to talk about today before we get to that point. So so be patient, Don. Don's won, I think, a couple of times. So wish you a lot of luck tonight, Don. So one other thing, just another thing I'm thinking about is, like I said, I've been really busy with MWB over the last couple of weeks. Got some really exciting things that we're working on. We're really close with Traffic Factory. Because I told you guys this before, our software Siphon got noticed by a company, and they wanted us to integrate that into a software tool. And I'm not at liberty to say who it is or what it is, but we've been busy with integrating that into this other software. But we have also got some plans for Siphon that's going to take it to another level. So we'll have a few new toys to play with if you have Siphon as an enterprise user. If you don't have Siphon, you're not enterprise, you don't plan to go to enterprise, that's fine. Hang on, because we will have a way to just get Siphon by itself. So that'll be coming down the road a bit. But I always take care of my enterprise people first and foremost, and give you the access to it. people have asked, will it ever be for the agency free of charge? And it won't be. It's only for enterprise. We put a lot of money into that, and it's very, very, very interesting what will be coming down the road with this thing. So, I'm really excited about it. Let me think. So,
it's really exciting, by the way. I love playing with Siphon. One of the cool features of Siphon, I must say, and Daryl's not paying me to say this, by the way. So, but one of the cool features I love is the fact that I had some text of my own that I wanted to reword, and I chucked into Siphon and hit the button, and it reworded it for me. And I just think that's such a cool feature, and it didn't screw it up like a lot of spinning programs do. It came back with a decent reworded way that made sense. So I didn't have to. So I've popped it, a lot of them. You pop it in, you hit a button, they spin the software, and it comes back and you read it, and it's gobbledygook. You got to rewrite it manually yourself, which is quicker. Siphon didn't do that to me on those lines, which was really cool.
Yeah. And it integrates right with the form. So you'll be able to, pull this stuff right into your description bodies and bring it right into your form. So we're really, really excited about what Siphon brings, not just for Siphon itself, but for some other little interesting things we have coming up. So, I think it'll be, it's a cornerstone for us, to do other things with it. Let's see. So Geoholics, we have got a huge amount of worldwide data now that we're talking to the development team and how to integrate that into Geoholics. So it won't be just US data. The only issue is that the world data does not have nearly as much information as we have for the US information. So it isn't tracked all across the world. But we're working on a way to integrate it. And so that will open up some doorways for people to build data sets for other countries that are not served by the Magic Page plugin. So you'll be able to use Geoholics to kind of pull in data from different Latin American countries and different things like that, where you're looking to build mass page websites from Geoholics data. So we'll be able to help you out with that. The thing is this new release of Magic Page plugin, I'm super excited about the potentials with the importing and exporting. Because you can make these things into groups and in categories, you can build basically several mass page sites within a site. It's sort of, is the matrix there a little bit. So it'll be the abilities to do some really cool things with location data sets I think is really cool. And I have some ideas for Mike and how to take it to another level as well. So we'll be sharing. I've got like 3 or 4 ideas to go into future versions of Magic Page plugin after this launch gets in there. So stay tuned, because if it's not the best, it's going to continue to get better and better. So right now we'll just take it easy on Mike and not ask him to do more than he's already trying to make happen. So
if you've got in on an amazing deal with Magic Page plugin, I recommend never leave that deal, because the price is only going to go up. It's going to increase because of the absolute value that's with it. Yeah. I was going to ask you, talking about Geoholics, right? Because we're going to have some people watching this who probably are new to us. In a nutshell, how would you describe Geoholics to a newbie coming into the group?
Well, I could show it if we have time.
Yeah, we got a bit of time. Yeah.
So if you're new to Mass Page Tools, you'll see here is a little button for Geoholics, and it brings you to app.geoholics.com. I'm going to see if I can sign in here. All right. This is what happens when you don't have a subscribed account. You get this little bar. You have to subscribe. I'm going to see if I can I'll sign in as somebody else here. That's all right. I'll sign in as an admin here. Okay. So you don't see all of this stuff because this is an admin account. But basically, the way this works is you have these filters. And so this is US data right now. And so you can pick based on state, area type, zip code. I'm going to put all of these in here just so we can show you what it can do. Okay. So these are all of these different parameters. And then you have the location, the population range for the zip code. Okay. So you click select, it opens up a whole bunch of tabs. Okay. Now, the way this works first is you have the population range. So if you don't care about the population size, you just leave it as B. But if you want, certain areas over a certain size, you can go ahead and do that. Like say you don't want super competitive areas, so you could go with a smaller range for building mass pages. Then you have your state. So you can say, okay, I want California between this range and this range. And this is very unique. So you can pick rural areas, urban areas, or suburban areas. Okay, so I like to go with suburban, but you can do multiple. You can do urban and suburban like that. You can pick based on zip code. I don't have a zip code for California, so I'm not going to do that, but you can have it starting with a zip code, or you could type the full zip code in there. Like that, So now you can pick based on household income. So if you're targeting a certain financial household income, then you can adjust that here. If you're looking for home values over a certain amount, you can do that. And then this is really unique as well. You can pick based on how trending the population is. Is the population going up, or is the population going down between the census reports? Okay, so if you hit this,
you can actually home down then. If you're building a site, let's say like I'm in the UK, let's say I want to hit the US market myself with a site, then this information is obviously going to come in useful where I don't know the US market myself personally, and I can use Geoholics to get that data for me to target the areas that I would require to hit instead of going at it willy-nilly and trying to guess.
Right. So Don said 90210. So what I did is I put 90 to start that off. And then this has Beverly Hills, right? This has Torrance and Gardena. So if we wanted to start it with just a 9, that's probably going to be all of California. So you have more areas. You have 18 areas that meet all of these qualifications. So there's really not too many tools that can do this all for you, just like this, to really get this kind of data. I built things that I would use for my own mass page development. So that's why we built Geoholics, was because I wanted to have this data in my hands. So I could build very small sites with under 100 cities, and I can get just the right population trend, income amounts, if I want suburban areas, all of that kind of stuff. We can get all of that here. So let's see if we took that off. You're going to have 39 locations. Okay. And then we have some special outputs for this. So you can do a normal CSV, or you can do an MPP CSV location data set. So when you do that, let's see what that does. Okay.
So what you're saying is that you can create this Excel file and import it straight into a Magic Page plugin, and that'll give you that location data set ready to use where you've already created your site and your Magic Page.
That is correct. Yep. Everything's here. I just see one issue here. There's this extra column isn't necessary, so I'll talk to my developer about getting rid of that. But it looks like it's just a repeating of major city, but it has an underscore. So I'm not sure which one MPP is using. But here you got the county, the country, the latitude, longitude. These are all things that Magic Page plugin needs. And then these area codes and other information will be available for you to put into your page, because they're going to make meta tag fields that you can just call and put into your website. So you can say, Bree, California has a population of blank and an average home income of blank, and the area code is blank, and the average income is blank. So you can build like sort of a whole sentence or a bunch of descriptions about that particular area, and it would all be accurate off of this data. So that's Geoholics.
Just to explain something to people, the headers along the top there, they get converted into X fields. So where there's an extra one, it will not do any harm to Magic Page, because it will just create an additional X field, which then when you go and look at them on the Magic Page, edit the Magic Page, normally you'll see all the X fields down one side. And so if you wanted to, you could create a section there at the top and name the header hello. Mm-hmm. And that word hello would become the X field. And then you could go 1 to 20 if you want down that column. And it would replace 1 to 20 each time it spun the page. So
the only exception, as I think you misspoke there a little bit, is just that it won't make an X field. It'll make a meta field under the location data set, which is
you are right.
But you're right. You said it's on the right hand side, which it is, but it'll say meta underscore and then the name of the heading that you put in. So that is Geoholics. And if you just wanted just a regular CSV file, you can click on this and it will make a CSV file. Let me show you.
What a super cool way. If you don't live, especially if you live in the USA and you want to cover a very large area but focused areas, you've got particular. Let's say I know parts of the USA get flooded regularly. So if you wanted some sort of water restoration service, you can grab that data from Geoholics. If you want to be a boiler repair person, you can grab that data and know where to target when you set up your Magic Page sites instead of just guessing and hoping they're going to work for you.
Yeah. One thing I should show you guys, I don't think we've ever showed this on here before, but when you sign up as a enterprise user, I give you enterprise version of Geoholics. Okay.
Right.
And when you do an output for that, let me just grab, George won't mind if I use his account temporarily. So in his account, okay, let's say we're just going to go for that and that. Okay. So we're going to hit rural, urban, suburban. You wouldn't have to do that, but let's just say we're going to do suburban and rural. Okay. And we're going to start with 9. Okay. Hit submit. Okay. Now, see this data we have here?
Yeah.
We have 2,100 entries. Okay.
Wow.
All right. I want to show you something.
That's super quick, isn't it?
Yeah.
So how long would it take you to get that data together manually? It'd be a nightmare.
I know. So if we're going to go into Excel, because this is an enterprise account, we have some bonus fields in here. Okay. One is solar. Okay. And one is water area. And we're going to add more fields in here. Like, is it a capital? A bunch of different other fields and stuff. But solar, if you're looking for solar areas, the higher number this is, the higher number of people in that area use solar in that area, that neighborhood. So if this data comes with it, if you are an enterprise person. And then water area, this address here, this zip code has this many homes on the water. Okay. So it'll tell you this is a water area. So if you're looking for, let's say, there's 2,000 here. So we want to use the filter here, and we can do numeric value equals, we can say greater than 50. Okay. These are all areas that are on the water in this area. Now, I think we have California and Oregon in here too, because I think I just put a 9 for the zip code, and that opened up these other areas. I didn't select California only.
So
But
if you were to use this data, Daryl, I assume then you'd set up some sort of water restoration service website
yeah,
and hit
no,
those areas.
You could do that, but I was thinking more like, let's say you had a boat repair company, or
Yeah.
something that dealing with boating, right, or fishing, right? You have a website based on fishing, right? You could focus on areas like that with this kind of data, and so we're always, whenever we grab more information, we can start to add this here so that you can grab it. We have a lot of data in the system that we have not put into this CSV file because we don't want it to be too huge as far as how many columns it has. But when you get the enterprise with Mass Page Tools, you get the enterprise level of this
Geoholics.
and
Yeah.
Geoholics, yeah, and it tells you right here. It says water area and solar. These are all of the different fields that you get. This one, you only get these fields, and this one, you get these fields.
I love with the like the solar one that like 1 month you could take a snapshot, wait till the following month and see which areas have started to go up. And then that those are going to be popular areas, because it's one of those things that if a neighbor gets a solar panel put up and another neighbor puts a solar panel up, the next minute all the neighbors want them. Right. If you can have a website in that location hitting people with good incomes, I mean, wow, you're corner of the market if you certainly know how to build a lead generation site and also build the citations to outrank the others. It's a win-win situation there.
That's why we call this Mass Page Tools, because we're building tools to build mass page websites. And so that's that. Now, hey, I want to show you guys something I did today in my training. So on the website, we have weekly Sunday training when I'm available, which you could get through here. If you go to the home page, you'll see it says free webinar this week. If you click on this, you click on this and you can sign up for our next webinar, okay, which is a Q&A webinar. We walk through some features of the tool, and we can go ahead and answer your questions and stuff. We as in me. And so you can always sign up for the next one here on the page. Oh, thanks for putting that up. So let me go back through that again. So if you're on the if you go into our homepage, I thought you guys were seeing my page. See here, under here, it says free webinar this week. It's right up at the top. You click on this, and then that takes you to the go to webinar registration. And then you can pick which day is good for you. They're all on Sundays because I'm pretty busy during the week. So that we could do the trainings for you at 2:00 p.m. Eastern time. But this week we did a training that I will release the video after this is over tonight. But what we did was something kind of cool. So I did on the call how to do a FAQ mass page website. Thank you for doing that. So ignore the top part because I was using this for a plumbing site. I just kind of put this in here, but on the video I'm going to put up there today, you'll see how I did this with Magic Page plugin. And so you have your questions here, right? And then it says, some people asked, how do you choose? So this is like an H1 tag. This is an H2 tag, right? It's mentioning the same thing. Then you have your answer here, okay? Then you have the grouping. This is the county, actually, okay? And then these are other questions. So I've got like 3 other questions. You click on this, right? and it brings you to the next question and the next answer. This is all done with MPP. Then you go to FAQ, and this has some FAQs in here. Okay. Then I have another set of FAQs in here. Okay. So what this page is, let me show you word count. Wordcounter.net. So we go into here, we click on it. So here we have 701 words. Okay. Beautiful keyword distribution. All of this brings it all down to pretty much a very simple page. So if you go into, let's say, a tablet mode, it would look like this. And if you went into mobile, it would be very simple. Now, what we talk about in the class is about how I would put one of our images in with metadata in here. But we also show you how we're getting this here. So if you go to structured data and you go into, I'll explain it all if you watch the training here. After this, you click this into here. This is taking that page. And looky what you have here. You have your web page schema, right? And then you have your FAQ schema. And look at all this beautiful FAQ schema.
Nice.
And so this spins. So every page, it's different. And I'll show you how that's done inside of the training. So that's a little nugget that people got to watch live that we did this afternoon. And I'm really excited about it because this is going to be an experiment that we're going to do and track these sites. I'm going to put it on an expired domain and see how well, and if we get some Google snippets out of this. But I want to test it out and see what kind of traffic we get to this form, because I have a feeling that FAQ could be the one thing that you put on this site and it would rank. So,
How do people see that training again, Daryl?
Yeah, it'll be in the Facebook group later today.
Brilliant.
I'll show you the.
I'll get you to also, you and admin on mine to post into mine as well for people.
You'll see when you see this. It says 100% FAQ mass page lead generation. Well, hello, folks. So I'll put that into the system. And you'll be able to check that out. Okay.
That's really good.
But I'm really psyched about it. Yeah, I really think it's gonna be really cool. So
I love the tab up there. That's such a good idea, because the mistake people make a lot with FAQs is they paste a whole load at the bottom of their page, front page, and then the page looks a complete mess. Right. And you need the site looking reasonably tidy, because if people click away, that can also damage your SEO rankings with Google. It's, if you get someone on the page and they click on the FAQ like that was just done, and they start reading all of this all the way down, and they go, oh yeah, and they're on your site for a good few minutes, that brings you up because Google thinks you're supplying value to the internet. So right. I think that's very powerful. Very, very powerful indeed.
Yeah, I can't wait to really try this out in the wild and see what happens with it. So yeah, I'll put it on some hosting and mess around with it. And we've got some other ideas that are kind of cool that we're going to put into labs and see what happens. I got some people working on some lab projects right now, so we'll report on that. If you're into the labs, if you're enterprise, just go ahead and put a support ticket into support@mass.page, and we'll go ahead and get you into the labs. If you're not enterprise, which you should be, but if you're not enterprise, you can go to our website. Let me go ahead and click this over. Up here, you'll see labs. Go ahead and you click on that. And you can go ahead and sign up to be in the labs to see the experimental stuff that we're working on. Okay. So yeah, we've been busy. I mean, there's been a lot that we've been doing, with the developers and MWB. The only thing I think I haven't worked on this week is Leads Detective. That was I think the only one I haven't, but everything else I've worked on a little bit. Image Fly is just going to take some time. We've got so much in the hopper right now. And so there's some things I wish I could talk to you about, but until CSV Wizard is out, we can't talk about that right now. Don says best Sunday show in the time slot. So
you might have been mentioning that when you were talking about the webinar that you run on a Sunday afternoon. So, but either way, I get a lot of good feedback from the sessions we run on a Sunday night for people.
Yeah.
And we only want to add value. We want to encourage you guys to do well out of this and make a living. It is really, really possible if you focus to make a living using all the tools that we have available for you. And best of all, and in a bit we'll be doing this, where else can you come on live and ask questions to the people who are running a lot of the tools? That there aren't that many. I know Mike Martin and Keith are always happy to answer questions on boot camps or on some of their lives, and we do the same. And we're here to support you guys at the end of the day. This is a long-term thing. This isn't one of those, we'll sell you a product and 6 months time you spend $1,000 for the product. 6 months time we're not here. We don't do that.
Yeah, all the products that I'm building are based on this. I consult on some other softwares, but the ones that I'm building right now are all based on mass page and the different mass page generators and all of that. So I'm 100% focused, even though we have all of these different tools, they're all really to try to help you with selling leads or getting leads, building sites to flip, all of that kind of thing. So, let's see. Don says FAQ could be the difference maker, I believe.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I love them because you get a lot of chances with that spin text to get the snippet. So, we're working on. This, you can do Lord Farrell's tool, or you can go and just copy and paste it yourself and kind of come up with it yourself. Working on some different things to try to, make it a little bit easier for you, but do check it out, the video, and you'll see how we just using FAQs are building a website that should get you pretty interesting results. So we'll see what happens with all of that. All right. Anything on your end, Steve?
Well, the main thing I was going to say with FAQs is some people, I know we've had a lot of new people come into the groups lately, and they buy into the products. And I had a question from someone in the week who went, well, I haven't got that much money coming in at the minute. I'm trying to build this up so I can give up my full-time job. If you want FAQs and you're really stuck, just go on Google and type in a question related in your niche and look for the questions from Google, grab them, save them to a notepad, then spin them. And there's some free spin text websites online that you can use. Spin the text, make sure it reads sensibly, and then add it back to your website. And that's a free way of getting FAQs. And then there are products that we've mentioned as well that will speed things up. You look at Geoholics for getting that data, right? That'll take me hours and hours of work. And the whole idea, all from start to finish, is to be as productive as possible. Building a website, right? If you're someone new and you go, I don't know how to build a website, go on Fiverr, right, and find someone who's willing to build it and pay them, put a bit of investment into your business. Have a website built quickly, right, within sort of a matter of a week or two, and then link it all up and get it how you want it. You could have, if you put your hard work in 2 weeks' time, you could have a full website up and running, and then if you're not sure how to do citations, find someone to do it for you. If you invest that money in the first place, long term, that will come back tenfold.
Yeah, I'm sure if you get stuck and you can't use my tools and Steven's tools, you could get somebody on Fiverr that does know what they're doing with it and say, look, do you know how to do Elementor? And this is what I would like to do is I'd like to use this template that comes from Steven's child theme under Cadence. and I want to fill out this form and export it and bring it in. Somebody could certainly help you out with that. So, there's really no reason. I mean, if you can fill out a word processor and put in your, information, then that you should be able to build a website given the tools that we have, because really a lot of it's just copy and paste once you build it up, and you got to select some images. You got to find some licensed images that you can put into your website. But after that, I mean, it's a pretty straightforward type of thing.
Do you know how I get my images, Daryl?
How do you do it?
Mobile phone.
Your phone?
I'll hold my phone horizontal. That way, then they come out properly. If you hold them that way, they're going to be very thin. And like for plumbing, I go around and take pictures of taps and things. If I'm planning on doing a pest control one, I'll go out and find some insects that I know are people's pain in the backside. If I'm doing a DIY site for someone who comes out and fixes your home for you, I'll go and take some photos of broken panels or something, or paint that needs to be done. Getting photos of your own isn't the hard part. What the hard part is if you nick someone else's photo without their permission, and then you end up with a massive big fine on your doorstep because you've copied a photo without permission. So you can go around and take those photos, or there are sites available. A Pixabay one that you can use. I still double check their photos in case, but ultimately that's a good site to go to. What you remember is a lot of people use the same photos. So if you happen to be a plumber and you want or you're going to work for a plumber, get your plumber who you're building a site for to go out and take some photos of the work they're doing and give them back to you. You can crop them down, twist them. That's a very quick way of getting your own photos for your website. And content isn't a difficult thing. We've mentioned that. Go to other websites, grab content and put it in your own words. That's that part done. So, and like we said, if you're really stuck, go on Fiverr, find somebody who knows how to bring all the pieces together for you. Yeah. And then there's us guys, yes, we've only got there's only myself and Daryl here, and only a certain number of hours in the week, but we are always happy to do over the shoulder training and either talk you through step by step, or we do it on our sites and you watch. And like I said, in the next few weeks, I'll have my directory site training being released to everybody, and that's the setup a lead simplify and building a directory site. So there's loads of options out. There's no excuse to make yourself a decent business from home.
I mean, the two people you're seeing on the screen right now, we trade money for time. That's what we do. So I can't program all this stuff myself. Stephen can't do all these templates by himself. So maybe you building the website is not your thing. Maybe you get somebody to take our pieces and parts and put it all together for you. Then you can scale. Then you can focus on getting lead buyers, or what the next content's going to be for the next website or something like that, that people that can assemble this stuff don't know how to do for you. So you have to do some of these things yourself, such as getting the content together, the photos, planning out who's going to be your lead buyers, all that kind of thing. But then you could outsource the other parts of it. That's what you can do, is you can trade your money for some time, so you can focus.
Now, while we're nattering, two things I was going to suggest is, one, if you want to win in a minute a domain name, don't bring them up yet, Daryl. We won't excite them yet, right? But if you want to win a domain name, pop your name in the chat, right? And we'll get that going. And also, in a little bit, I'm sure Daryl will share the link where you can pop on live and ask us anything you want to come and join in.
Yeah, I'd like to do the join in before the contest if we can, if that's okay. Let's see. Harlan asked, is FAQ a part of the magic form? You just got to read between the lines there, Harlan. Things are happening, so you'll see something. You'll see something come together for you. So let's see here. Simon is putting his name in. Okay, go ahead and put your names in. We'll put it into the wheel of names. But in the meantime, we're going to open up Sometimes we get somebody, sometimes we don't. If you want to talk about the FAQ, you want to talk about something you learned today, something you're curious about, go to go.ht/guest. Do you mind putting that into the group on your end?
I'm doing it now.
I'll put it in my end here too.
I'll put it into the chat, and I will make sure I add it into Facebook as well for
Facebook,
people.
Yeah, Facebook doesn't let you do it.
Yeah. Or we type away, and keep
put it into the thing.
Your name's coming in while we. Well, I can't do two. I don't know about you, Daryl, but I never do two things at once.
No, yeah. I put it in go.ht/guest. If you are looking to become a guest with us today, we are working on the wheel of names as well. So we would love to have you. So I know we got Simon, we got Andrew.
You know, when you guys pop on to chat to us, you know, and we love hearing from you and getting your feedback and ideas, and you know, this is a great opportunity for you. Just pop on. If you've got nothing to ask, you just want to pop on and say hello. We'd love to hear from you. You can just come in and just go, I just wanted to say hello. And also, the person who pops on gets the chance to shout spin, and the wheel goes woo.
Yeah, we love to give you guys a chance. Who's it? The last one that we did that with, they actually got to get their own name to come up. So
I know.
Let's first show you what domains are up for grab this week, and still we'll keep the go.ht/guest if you want to join us. But here are the domains that you're signing up to possibly win today. Some pretty good ones, all over $1,000 in value according to GoDaddy. Findscuba.com, legfat.com if you're doing like a health type of affiliate site. I think that would be a good one. Messagehold.com. Maybe you're selling message on hold services, or you have somebody that wants to have a directory for message on hold services, voiceovers. Droidrocket.com. That can be used for all kinds of different things. So those are the domains that we have for this week. If you are, let's see here. So we'll just turn that off. If you're looking for some cool domains for your brand or business, you can go to go.ht/domains. That's my personal collection on dan.com of domains that we have for sale. So go.ht/domains, and you can see ones that you can actually pay for. So we'll go ahead and we'll get, I just took him out. Hey, Simon, how's it going?
Yeah, good. How about yourself? You all right?
Doing good.
Yeah, we're very good. Yeah. I don't know if you noticed, Daryl, but someone called Not Stephen is in.
Not Stephen. Yeah.
I don't know. I think he's trying to sneak in, whoever that Stephen Brocklehurst guy is. But good to see you, Simon.
Yeah, good to see you. Yeah, I was on Daryl's webinar earlier on about FAQs, so just still trying to process a very creative way of using it. So it's quite interesting, but need to think through myself if I can use it myself. But yeah, thanks for that.
Sure. Yeah.
Fantastic. Yeah, glad. You see, we're always here to add value, and I always seem to take the week. I like to take the weekends off myself because there's so much going on in the week. And I've got the kids on school holidays at the moment, last week and this week coming, so I take a bit of time out in the midweek, and I take them to the park. It's been too cold this week, so I'm hoping next week will be a bit better to take them out somewhere. But ultimately, no, it's really good, and I must try and get on to one of the webinars and watch Daryl one of these weeks when the kids are happily playing on their Xboxes or something. So it's super good. So you up to anything particular, Simon, at the moment?
I'm just trying to get my directory. I'm working on a carpet cleaning website, as you know, and I know we've had a bit of a chat offline about it. I'm just trying to get that finalized. Obviously, I'm building my first one, so I want to make sure that the template works, and I'm kind of looking at how I kind of scale that up. So that's good. Playing around with some AI content writing stuff and spinning software as well. So yeah, still learning, but we'll get there.
How exciting! I noticed Don sat in the waiting room. Should we invite him in
Yeah, sure. Bring Don in.
Hello, Don.
Hey, Don. How's it going?
Hey, how you guys doing?
Good, good. Thanks
Hey,
for
Don,
all
how
the
you doing?
compliments. Thanks for all the compliments. Yeah.
Yeah, I
that.
think that FAQ would just be a killer application for your GMB page.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You're talking about like posting them in just
Yeah,
yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of things you could do with it. I mean, obviously, traffic is my favorite thing. To get some traffic, to get the snippets is another thing. You could always throw in your name, address, phone number on it to boost your GMB. There's a lot of things you could do, but the nicest thing is it's kind of content on autopilot because we're just like grabbing the FAQs and we're just putting it into like Spin Rewriter in that case, and we just have all of these FAQs coming out. And I love how Magic Page plugin, Advanced Schema Builder, puts that FAQ schema in for you. I think that's fantastic. So that's a very, very powerful page. What I showed you, all the stuff that's going on in that thing. So, and then if you use the form, you can use the form to put other information around the FAQ part of that page. So you'd be able to have, some commercial interest as well in there.
yeah, I think that's just a force multiplier on your page because a lot of people don't have the FAQs.
Yeah, I agree.
It's interesting with FAQs that I added some to a customer's site last year, and I just chucked a few FAQs up, and they got found in their local area because of the FAQs. So it's content is. I say content is always king with Google, and I mention this a lot. Google loves Google, so anything Google, YouTube, G Site, Google itself, anything that Google owns, they will never penalize themselves. So use Google as much as possible to help boost your chances of pulling in leads into your sites because it works every single time. And the FAQs is a really good example of that as well.
Well, yeah, they're like guaranteed long tail keywords.
Absolutely, yeah. It's interesting. There are products out there that go, have your video on page 1 of Google by tomorrow, and all they ever use is long tail keywords. Now, most people know in the IM world and in the industry for SEO that it's very easy to rank a long tail keyword. If I typed in, boiler repairs, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, right, and I did that, and someone typed that into the SERPs for a video, that it'll be number 1 instantly. What's harder to do is shorter keywords where you got like 3 keywords, boiler repairs, London, for an example. But if you do the long tail ones and then link back to those other videos, the shorter videos, it will help boost them as well anyway. And that's the same with websites, but on building the silo.
Hey, Stephen, we got our first troll. Happens to be your brother. I think he's talking about the shapes of our heads. I'm not sure, but anyway,
he started growing his hair because he noticed the shine on mine when I'm on camera.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Well, nobody grows hair like Don does. That's for sure.
So tonight, do we have to do rock paper scissors between Simon and Don on who shouts spin, or do they do it together?
Well, who hasn't done it between the two of you?
I've not done it yet. I have won a domain, but I've not actually done the spin. But I don't care. We can do it together, Don. It's no problem. Team effort.
You were on first, so I yield to the gentleman.
Okay.
Right.
Let me just double check that we got all the names here. Andrew, Stephen, 3 C's, Don, Simon, Ted. I didn't see Ted actually, so we got to take Ted off. He was with me earlier today. Tim, are you there? If you are, just let me know if you're there. Otherwise, I'm going to take you. And George, are you there? Because I haven't seen you here. Paul, did put his name in. Harlan. Let's see. Harlan, are you still there? Let me know.
I know Robert's having problems with his Facebook. He just messaged me on Skype to say he's trying to type and it won't let him.
Okay, so
he's
put in
watching.
Robert.
Robert, yeah.
Okay, so we can put him in. Harlan.
But not Andy, my brother, because he's my
Not
brother,
Andy.
and he's not allowed to win tonight a domain name.
Not Andy.
I better land on him now.
Yeah, really. And he's our first troll to the show. We haven't had a troll yet. This is our first.
He just said lower down that he just shouted a random word.
Oh, okay. He's one of those.
Yeah.
He says boo about the. Yeah. This is everybody's favorite part of the show, so we should have more names than this. Let me again show what domains we're giving away here. $1,000 domain. Findscuba.com, legfat.com, messagehold.com, or droidrocket.com. You get to take one of these domains off my hands, and you get to make some use out of it, or you can build a site and flip it, whatever you choose. Yeah. All right. I think we've got everybody. I haven't seen anybody else join. All right. Are you guys ready? Go ahead. Shout it out, Simon.
Go for it.
All right, let's see here.
Oh, it's going to land on me. No. Spin again.
Not Steve.
At least it's going to remove me. That's the good thing. So.
All right, so now Don gets to spin.
Yeah.
Go.
All right, spin that wheel.
All right, we're going to spin the wheel.
Round 2. There you go. Not Andy now. No, it's all right.
Oh, there's Tim. I don't think he won one a while ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Tim, I don't know if he's on right now. But if
he was earlier.
So. Yeah, he was earlier. So I'll get in touch with him and see. But Tim, are you there? If you are, let's just go ahead and show what domains we have. A, B, C, and D here. You can pick which one. Tim, if you are there. If you got taken away, we'll go ahead and talk to you later about that because we know you were there from the beginning. So let's see what you were saying there. All right, Tim is our winner. We'll go ahead and we'll get with him after the show. So does anybody have any questions that are in here? Stephen, Don, Simon, anybody have any questions or information they want to give before we start to wrap?
No, I'm good.
No.
Something interesting I picked up on this week. Tim's just messaged me. He says, "A, please." He sent me a direct message. I assume he's probably having problems. Yeah,
that's a great one. Find Scuba is a great one. Scuba's a big money. Find Scuba lessons. Find Scuba charter boats. All that kind of stuff. So good one. Congratulations.
Yeah. No, I was about to say. Google have been doing a lot. They always do algorithm updates all the time, but the interesting thing with all of them that I find is the changes to Google when it comes to reviews. If you're doing a lead gen site, and someone asked me the other day about, well, how do I get reviews to my lead gen site? And I'll tell you how. Very simply, if you've had a lead come into the system, and you know that your customer has purchased that lead, phone them, give them a phone call and ask them how it went, and get some feedback on that lead, and then say to them, "Do you mind if I send you a link for a review?" Send them a link and get them to fill the link in. So it's all done. Oh, look at Tim. Tim's showing Tim at findscuba.com.
There you go.
There we are.
Hey Tim, how's it going?
Find Scuba. I'm actually a certified scuba diver, so this is going to be fun.
No way. Wow. That's perfect. You're going to make $1 million on that one.
I hope so.
Can you, any chance you can rescue Daryl tonight because he's stuck in that fish tank?
That's right. It was subliminal messaging that he wanted to get rid of the scuba one. He's like, let's put that out there.
No, it's one of my favorite domains actually, because I know some scuba divers, but I'm not. So that's good that you are.
Yeah. Well, you know, I dabble in everything, right? I've done plenty of scuba diving. What did I get? Find lawyers. I got my lawyer client. He actually got COVID, so everything slowed down for him. So I slowed off on that one, but he's doing well. He's bouncing back, so that's good. So
Find NYC lawyers, was it? Find NYC lawyers, yeah.
Yes.
So.
Yes. So we'll get that going again when he gets back around. But
I enjoy
this one will be fun.
I enjoy giving them away, getting them in good hands, and you know, it's fun to look for good ones and give them away. So why not? It's something cool to do. So awesome. Did you get a chance to check in with the FAQ lesson today, or are you gonna watch the replay?
Nope. I watched the replay.
Yeah, watch the replay. I'll have that up on YouTube and on Facebook for you to check out. And so
I think I own somebody's tool that does the FAQ scraping.
Yeah, we were playing around with some different tools, and we were, you know, also doing some research on how we could integrate with our form and things like that. So we're working on, you know, trying to make FAQ a part of the form. If you kind of read between the lines, but it'll take a little bit of time to get it in there. That's why I'm not really, you know, telling people, hey, look to the form. It's going to take a little time to do what we want to do with it. So.
And when's the release of the new MPP?
Hopefully within the next couple of weeks. I on the boot camp it was announced that they're finalizing some bits and pieces. But like I said, when we do get it, the first thing I would do, if you've got a site in mind, just get a domain name that you don't care about, clone the site to that domain name, and then test the new MPP on it before you actually go and make it super duper live. Because it's, you know, it's one of these things that it'll be absolutely, I think it'll be absolutely amazing, more than cause any issues with your site. But you don't want to put it straight on a live site in case there are any issues.
Well, I've got the big news in New York was that they just went, they just legalized marijuana for medical and recreational use.
I'm moving there.
And I own potnear.me. Potnear.me.
Wow.
So I want to make that a directory site so that all those guys can find their stuff. I don't subscribe too much to that use, but hey, I think they're saying it's going to be a $1 billion business in New York. So I figured it's time to wake up that domain and get after it. So
yeah, you got California too. You got a lot of states actually. They could build some magic pages out with that. And you have the enterprise, right? So you can use Geoholics.
I do not have enterprise.
All right.
Still, I'm waiting for the next lifetime offer of that enterprise program.
Well, I'll get in touch with me. You know, usually if you have the enterprise agency, I will work you into getting the agency. I'm sorry, the enterprise lifetime anytime during the year. But I usually don't offer it to the public unless you've already got the lifetime already with agency. So
I have the lifetime agency. So
yeah,
we'll get there. But the Siphon looks cool, and the Geoholics is definitely cool. I played with that a little bit, but when you first started it out, but
yeah,
I should have them all. I should.
Yep. Well, when you get your first scuba directory listing,
right?
You just charge them enough so that you can get the enterprise.
Roll it right over.
Yeah.
Very good. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. All good
stuff,
guys.
Sure. Yeah, thanks a lot. Thanks. Congrats.
Thank you.
So I think that's it for this week, guys. Thank you so much for joining us, and we will do this again next week. Same bat channel, same bat time. So thank you for joining us, Don and Simon. We're gonna close you guys out. Thank you. So I think, Stephen, that does it. I think, being that is April 11th, it's 411, which is key for information. I think we gave a lot of information today. I think that's the important thing.
We always try and give a ton of information out to people, and it's always a pleasure helping you guys. And I mean, I had a really good week working alongside Robert, and I know he's been super excited with getting a directory site up now, and and his next step I want to progress him into when this starts coming together for him is to push him into all the other mass page tools, and I know he'll see the value of those. He's someone, just bringing him up there gradually, and he'll get a better understanding as we go along. But I mean, it's just all the tools that we got now are just super exciting, and it's just going to get better. That's the thing.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun for me to come up with new things. It's fun for me to build pages. I love it. Hopefully you guys do too. I'm always going to keep trying to bring things that I would use for myself to you, so that you have the same power of, somebody that's been doing mass page for over 20 years. You have some of the best tools possible to get to build these pages out. So we're always trying to strive for better and more. And we thank you guys for your support. If there's anybody you think that we should partner with out there, as far as I did an interview with Keg Campbell and also Chris Palmer. If you know of anybody else that would like to do an interview, we could go ahead and explain what Mass Page Tools is. We really appreciate it. Gets the exposure out there, and has more people into the program. So we would love that. All right, I think that's it.
Absolutely.
All right. Don't forget to subscribe and like and comment. We read all the comments and share. We appreciate that.
Yeah.
And stay tuned for the video coming up about the FAQ, 100% FAQ lead generation pages, mass pages, and you'll see how we pulled that together. So, all right. So that's it.
Brilliant. Have a good week, guys.
All right. Bye-bye.